17 mistakes made by Princess Anne that she probably regrets. Princess Anne may be one of the most respected members of the royal family, but even she's had her share of moments that went terribly wrong, moments she likely regrets to this day. These aren't just small slip-ups, they're decisions and actions that stirred up controversy, rocked the royal family, and left lasting impressions on both her reputation and those around her. From clashes with the media to personal missteps that turned into public scandals, we're about to take you on a journey of 17 mistakes Princess Anne made throughout her life. Mistakes she'd probably rather erase from history. Let's dive right in. Number 1. The Infamous Kidnapping Attempt Response. In 1974, Princess Anne experienced one of the most harrowing moments of her life when a gunman, Ian Ball, attempted to kidnap her as she traveled in her car along Pall Mall. Ball blocked her car and shot her security officer, driver, and a nearby journalist. His intent was to demand a £2 million ransom from the Queen. In the face of danger, Princess Anne's infamous response to the killer, "Not bloody likely," has since become legendary, showing her unyielding courage. However, in hindsight, some security experts expressed concern that her defiance could have escalated the situation, endangering her life even further. While the outcome was ultimately positive thanks to quick interventions from her security and members of the public, Princess Anne may look back and wonder whether her reaction, though iconic, was the right choice in such a high-stakes situation. Number 2. Her controversial remarks on charity work. Princess Anne's long been admired for her tireless work supporting hundreds of charities. But her candid remarks in a 1987 interview caused a public relations issue that she likely regrets to this day. When asked about charity work, she criticized some individuals who, in her view, were involved for the wrong reasons and lacked genuine commitment. While she may have been referring to the importance of security and philanthropy, her comments were interpreted as dismissive and out of touch, particularly by those working hard in the charitable sectors. Many organizations were offended by her blunt criticism, feeling as though their efforts were being undermined by a senior royal. As someone who dedicates herself to public service, this moment cast a shadow on her otherwise impressive charitable portfolio. Princess Anne's blunt honesty, though often admired for its authenticity, clashed with public expectations of royal tact and diplomacy. In hindsight, she may have chosen her words more carefully given the damage it caused to her public image at the time. Number 3. The scandal of her divorce from Captain Mark Phillips. Princess Anne's marriage to Captain Mark Phillips, which began in 1973, seemed like a fairy tale at first. But by the 1980s, cracks began to show. Rumors of infidelity plagued the marriage on both sides, with Phillips reportedly fathering a child out of wedlock in 1985. The marriage became increasingly strained, and by 1992 the couple officially divorced. In an era when royal divorces were still rare and considered highly scandalous, the end of their union was met with widespread media coverage and public scrutiny. Unlike today, when royal divorces are more accepted, Princess Anne's divorce was seen as a blow to the monarchy's image, especially given her high profile as the Queen's only daughter. While Princess Anne quickly remarried, the media frenzy surrounding her divorce and the impact it had on her children and the family's reputation undoubtedly left a mark. It was a highly public personal failure, and given her typical private nature, it's likely an episode she wishes could have unfolded differently. Number 4. Snubbing the media after King Charles' engagement. When King Charles announced his engagement to Lady Diana Spencer in 1981, it was a time of celebration and excitement within the royal family, as well as across the country. However, Princess Anne's response to this joyous occasion was less than enthusiastic. When asked by reporters for her thoughts on her brother's engagement, she famously replied, "I don't care," a statement that was immediately picked up by the press and widely criticized. This offhand comment made her appear cold and unsupportive during a moment that was supposed to unite the royal family in celebration. Though Princess Anne has always had a contentious relationship with the media, her remark during such a public event gave the press more ammunition to paint her as indifferent and distant. In the decades since, Princess Anne's maintained her cool and reserved demeanor, but this particular moment may stand out as one she would have handled differently if given the chance. A warmer, more considerate response would have helped her avoid the backlash that followed. Number 5. The clash with paparazzi in 1983. Princess Anne's always been known for her strong-willed nature and her open disdain for intrusive media. But in 1983, during a skiing holiday in Switzerland, this animosity reached a boiling point. Princess Anne and her family were being hounded by paparazzi photographers, eager to capture moments of the royals enjoying their time off. When Princess Anne realized that the photographers were closing in, she confronted them, leading to a heated exchange that was widely reported in the media. Her visible frustration and harsh words further solidified her reputation as a royal who does not tolerate the press's invasion of privacy. While her anger was understandable, especially given how intrusive paparazzi can be, the public perception of her temper in that moment didn't help her image. Royals are expected to maintain grace under pressure, and this clash was seen as a failure to uphold those standards. Looking back, Princess Anne may regret not handling the situation more diplomatically, especially considering the continued presence of the media in the lives of the royal family. Number 6. Ignoring public opinion on her second marriage. In 1992, not long after her highly publicized divorce from Captain Mark Phillips, Princess Anne remarried Timothy Lawrence, a naval officer and former equerry to Queen Elizabeth II. While the marriage has since proven to be a strong and stable relationship, the timing of the wedding, just months after her divorce, raised eyebrows at the time. The public, still reeling from the media storm surrounding her separation from Phillips, wasn't ready for a quick royal remarriage. Additionally, the fact that Timothy Lawrence wasn't as high profile as Phillips led to less public enthusiasm. Princess Anne, known for her disregard for media and public opinion, pushed forward regardless of the speculation and criticism. However, given the immense pressure and scrutiny the royal family was under in the 1990s, especially with her brother Charles' separation from Princess Diana, it's possible that Princess Anne now reflects on how her swift remarriage added to the royal family's already controversial image during that period. The decision to remarry so quickly, while personally fulfilling, may have come at the cost of heightened media scrutiny and public perception. Number 7. The Olympic Committee controversy. Princess Anne's always had a deep passion for equestrian sports, having competed in the 1976 Montreal Olympics herself. Her involvement with the International Olympic Committee, IOC, came naturally, and she later became an influential figure in Olympic decision-making. However, her dedication to equestrianism occasionally put her at odds with concerns about potential conflicts of interest. During the 2012 London Olympics, where Princess Anne played a prominent role, there were murmurs that she had too much influence over equestrian-related decisions. Though no formal complaints were filed, the optics weren't ideal. Given how much Princess Anne values her integrity and work ethic, the controversy may have left her feeling defensive. As someone committed to upholding her responsibilities, the suggestion that her personal passion for equestrian sports may have interfered with her objective duties likely cast a shadow over what should have been a proud moment for her. It's a reminder of the fine line royals must walk when balancing personal interests with public responsibilities. Number 8. The handling of Princess Diana's popularity. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Princess Diana's overwhelming popularity often overshadowed the rest of the royal family. Princess Anne, known for her no-nonsense attitude, maintained a somewhat frosty relationship with the people's princess. While Princess Anne's always been a workhorse within the royal family, often outshining her siblings in terms of sheer workload, the public gravitated towards Princess Diana's warmth, vulnerability, and humanitarian efforts. Princess Anne, by contrast, was seen as reserved and distant, with little public support for Princess Diana's causes. The two women reportedly had little in common, and Princess Anne's reluctance to publicly embrace Princess Diana's global celebrity status may have been a missed opportunity. As Princess Diana continued to capture hearts and minds, Princess Anne remained steadfast in her traditional approach, which may have worked against her in the public eye. Looking back, she may regret not aligning herself more closely with Princess Diana, particularly in charitable work, where the two could have found common ground. Embracing Princess Diana's approach might have softened Princess Anne's public image during a time when the royal family needed to show unity. Number 9. Her role in the annus horribilis. 1992 is a year Queen Elizabeth famously referred to as her annus horribilis, horrible year. Among the many royal scandals and challenges of that year, including the fire at Windsor Castle and the separation of King Charles and Princess Diana, Princess Anne's divorce from Captain Mark Phillips was a significant event. The public's perception of the monarchy was at an all-time low, and Princess Anne's divorce, the first royal divorce in recent history, added to the negative sentiment. While Princess Anne's always been seen as strong and independent, her divorce in such a tumultuous year intensified the media's criticism of the royal family as a whole. For someone as private as Princess Anne, the public dissection of her personal life would have been excruciating. Her role in the difficult year for the monarchy is something she likely looks back on with regret, not for the end of her marriage, but for the timing and its effect on the royal family's reputation. The annus horribilis reshaped public attitudes towards the monarchy, and Princess Anne's divorce played no small part in it. Number 10. The PR blunder at the 1973 royal wedding. Princess Anne's wedding to Captain Mark Phillips in 1973 was supposed to be one of the fairy tale moments of the royal family. Broadcast around the world, it was a high-profile event, with millions tuning in to watch the Queen's only daughter tie the knot. However, what should have been a day filled with joy was marred by a less-than-romantic moment. During the ceremony, Princess Anne was overheard telling Phillips to not be so silly in response to something he said, a remark caught on camera and broadcast to the world. The British press pounced on the comment, calling it ungracious and rude, especially given the formal setting. While it was likely an innocent, playful comment between newlyweds, the public didn't see it that way. Princess Anne, known for her sharp tongue, may have felt misunderstood, but the media ran with the story, and the public's perception of her coldness was solidified. Looking back, Princess Anne may wish she'd handled the moment with more grace, especially considering how highly publicized royal weddings are. Number 11. Not so gracious at charity events. Princess Anne is one of the busiest royals when it comes to charity work, having been involved with hundreds of organizations over the years. Despite her dedication, there have been occasions when her public demeanors raised eyebrows, particularly during charity events. In 1991, at a high-profile charity gala, Princess Anne appeared visibly disinterested and reportedly had a curt exchange with event organizers. The press picked up on her aloof behavior, and the event's coverage focused less on the cause and more on Princess Anne's perceived lack of warmth. While her work ethic is widely respected, moments like these haven't endeared her to the public. As a senior royal, much of the job involves not just doing the work, but being seen doing it with grace and kindness, qualities the public expects from their royals. In hindsight, Princess Anne may regret letting her impatience or frustration show during such events, as these moments can overshadow years of hard work and commitment to worthy causes. Number 12. The falling out with her daughter Zara Tindall. Princess Anne and her daughter Zara Tindall are often seen as a close-knit mother-daughter duo today, but their relationship hasn't always been smooth sailing. In the early 2000s, Zara was building her own reputation as a world-class equestrian, following in her mother's footsteps. However, their bond reportedly faced tension as Zara began dating rugby star Mike Tindall. Princess Anne, ever the traditionalist, was rumored to be less than thrilled with her daughter's choice of partner, particularly because Tindall didn't come from aristocratic or royal circles. For a time, the friction between mother and daughter was palpable, and it wasn't until years later that Princess Anne seemed to fully embrace Zara's relationship. Today, their family unit is stronger, and Zara and Mike have become beloved public figures in their own right. However, Princess Anne likely regrets the early tension in her daughter's romantic life, particularly given how the Tindalls have built such a solid family foundation. It's a reminder that even royals must navigate the complex dynamics of family relationships. Number 13. Her reluctance to modernize royal protocols. Princess Anne is well known for her strict adherence to royal traditions and protocols. Throughout her years of public service, she's maintained an old-school approach, often avoiding the more modern, casual engagements that younger royals like Princes William and Harry have embraced. While this has won her respect among traditionalists, it's also left her somewhat out of step with the public's evolving expectations of the royal family. The world has moved towards greater transparency, relatability, and openness, qualities that Princess Anne's been less eager to adopt. She's been criticized for her reluctance to engage in more personable interactions, such as shaking hands with members of the public or discussing personal matters, even when the royal family sought to modernize its image. In hindsight, Princess Anne may regret not adapting more to these changing times, as her more rigid demeanor has at times alienated her from the public. While she remains highly respected for her dedication, a softer, more modern approach could have helped her connect better with the younger generation of royal watchers. Number 14. The tense relationship with Camilla, Queen Consort. Princess Anne's complicated relationship with Camilla, now Queen Consort, has long been a subject of royal intrigue. Much of the tension between the two is believed to stem from Princess Anne's prior romantic involvement with Andrew Parker Bowles, Camilla's first husband. Though their relationship did not last, it created an undercurrent of awkwardness that persisted even as Camilla's relationship with King Charles flourished. When Charles and Camilla eventually married in 2005, Princess Anne reportedly remained distant, showing little public warmth or support for her new sister-in-law. Over time, the two women have managed to coexist, and they both continue to carry out their royal duties with professionalism. However, the initial frostiness between them likely created tension within the royal family. As times passed, and with Camilla now firmly established as Queen Consort, Princess Anne may regret not forging a stronger relationship from the beginning, particularly as family unity is increasingly important to the monarchy's public image. Number 15. Her silence on mental health. In recent years, mental health has become a critical topic, not only in the UK, but globally, and the royal families played a significant role in promoting awareness. With Princes William and Harry openly discussing their own struggles and championing mental health causes, there's been a shift in how the royals address personal and emotional challenges. However, Princess Anne's remained notably silent on the issue. As a senior member of the family, Princess Anne has the platform to influence public perception, but her traditionalist views have kept her distant from the mental health conversation. Given the increasing importance of mental health advocacy, particularly among younger generations, Princess Anne's lack of engagement on this issue may be viewed as a missed opportunity. While she may not regret her personal choice to keep her emotions private, she may realize now that supporting such a cause could have made her more relatable and humanized her in the eyes of the public. Number 16. Refusing to use a royal title for her children. When Princess Anne decided not to give her children, Peter Phillips and Zara Tyndall, royal titles, it was seen as a bold and modern move. Princess Anne wanted her children to grow up with a sense of normalcy, away from the pressures and scrutiny that often come with royal titles. While this decision was praised by some, it also raised questions about their place within the royal hierarchy. Without titles, Peter and Zara have been able to lead relatively private lives, but they've also been excluded from certain royal privileges and responsibilities. As the royal family continues to evolve, it's possible that Princess Anne may reflect on how this decision's impacted her children's roles within the monarchy. While it allowed them freedom, it also limited their visibility and ability to participate fully in royal duties. Given how much public attention is now focused on the younger generation of royals, Princess Anne may wonder if her children could have benefited from the advantages that titles afford, especially in terms of their public presence and future opportunities. Number 17. Her frosty relationship with the public. Princess Anne's always been known for her no-nonsense, work-first attitude, but this has sometimes come at the expense of her relationship with the public. Unlike more charismatic royals such as the late Princess Diana or Catherine, Princess of Wales, Princess Anne's often appeared reserved, distant, and even cold in public appearances. While her work ethic and dedication to royal duties are widely respected, her lack of warmth has prevented her from building the same level of public affection that other members of the royal family enjoy. Over the years, there have been moments where her frosty demeanors clashed with the public's desire for a more personable and relatable royal. In an era where the monarchy increasingly relies on its members to connect with the public on a human level, Princess Anne's reluctance to engage in such ways may be something she reflects on with some regret. While she's remained true to her values, a more approachable persona could have strengthened her relationship with the people and bolstered the royal family's overall image. From controversial remarks to tense family dynamics, it's clear that even the most respected royals aren't immune to making mistakes that leave a lasting impression. Which of Princess Anne's moments surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you're curious about more royal scandals, check out our video on 20 times King Charles' jealousy towards Princess Diana shocked the world.